difficulty. But we're going to go ahead and get started because this is Financial Fed Friday. So welcome, everyone. Thank you, Tawana. So you all just please bear with me as we go ahead and get started today. So where is my music, Rita?
It said forget the music. Just go ahead and get started.
Well, I can't. Okay, there we go. Yes, forget the music. This is Financial Fed Fridays, everyone, and this is our weekly webinar that we hold every Friday morning at 10 a.m. We're supposed to be broadcasting simultaneously on Facebook. This is the very first time that we haven't been able to do it, and I do apologize all of our Facebook fans. What Rita and I do is we pull back the curtain so that you can get an in-depth understanding of not only your federal employee benefits and state and local benefits, but we also share with you some of the best retirement investment options. Please tell your friends to register to be on live with us at www.ritabrolandevents.com. And of course, if you do have Facebook, you can always find us there at Your AB Solutions on Facebook. And I apologize, I'm Darlene Jenkins, and with me,
Dr. Rita B. Rowland.
Rita B. Rowland. And so we're just going to jump on in it. The purpose of us doing this, for those of you that are new to the series, is that we're trying to help you understand your benefits, your spending habits, how to support and offer you solutions that will enable you to reach your financial destination. It's very important that we understand who we are and how our personality affects our spending habits. So there you have it. Now, please understand, because we're talking to a number of people on here every week, and if you could just real quick while we're here, just tell us where you're watching us from. If you could just check in and tell us where you're looking at us from, that would be great. But the information that we go over is very generic in approach. We give a broad overview because without individual knowledge of your individual situation, we can't tailor it exactly to you. But guess what? If you reach out to us at the end of the broadcast, you can email us, call us. We can definitely put an individual recommendation together for you. So please understand and accept that. So we're going to just jump right on in. So April is Financial Awareness Month, and we here at Affordable Benefit Solutions, the Fed Friday team, we are springing into financial awareness. And so this week, we're going over the nuts and bolts of financial literacy. This is part 2. And what we are discussing is financial emergency preparedness. I know a lot of you are like, okay, I want to know about financial literacy. You know, I want to understand how to save. What am I doing right? What areas may I improve on? But this is one area that hardly anyone ever thinks about: being financially prepared for an emergency. And what do I mean about emergency? Remember Katrina? What happened in New Orleans? We've had a number of disasters even since then. In Houston, all of the flooding that just happened, that was just last year. And so FEMA has put out, and that's where this information is coming from, because this is very important. As you prepare for retirement, as you are living your life, you're working on your finances. So it's very important that concerning your finances, not just your property, but your finances, that you are prepared for any emergency, financial emergency that comes up. So FEMA has put together this emergency financial first aid kit. In any disaster, you need first aid. So guess what? Your finances need first aid as well. So this, following an emergency, you need to have all of your personal documents, your contact information easily available, and can make your recovery quicker and less stressful. You're not hunting for everything. So this emergency financial aid kit that FEMA put together, it makes it very easy for you to collect and secure all of your personal information in one central location. But what I think is that not only do you need to have it with you, you need to maybe send it out if you have relatives, trustworthy people, because this is a lot of your personal information and maybe not send one person everything, but you should send it to a few people, because what if the disaster happens to your contact person as well? So you want to make sure that you have it available not only with you, but also send it to someone else so that they know what's going on, a family member that may not live in your area. Now, you can get this financial emergency first aid kit from FEMA. You can go online, and I have the information here on screen. And for those of you that are on the phone, you can get it at ready.gov/financial preparedness. And you can also, or you can go to www.operationhope.org. And you can also call FEMA at 1-800-480-2520. So this is some important information you want to, start gathering. Rita?
Yes, I will also say, even though we're talking about financial first aid, I would say, and from my experience in 28, almost 29 years of doing this business, that for many people becomes a emergency financial first aid, where people don't know where their loved one stuff is, especially if it's a parent and a child trying to find it. Parents have stuff somehow. As parents, you hide stuff from your children. You don't want them to know, or you got stuff everywhere. You got some stuff at work, you got some stuff at home. So it's really important, not just even for a fire or for a flood or a storm. How about if something were to happen to you, with your family know how to locate all of the documents? Because at that moment, that is a first aid.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that is a great point, Rita, that even at death, if you don't have, or your family doesn't know where all of your important papers are rather, that's going to be a crisis. Did I just say that, Ebonics?
It's okay. It's okay. You had a rough morning. We're going to let you slide.
I did. Thank you.
Don't mess with her.
Please don't start typing, y'all. So in this emergency financial first aid kit, what you're going to get, it has 4 sections, and each section you're going to collect, and it has the forms. You can even fill out these forms online and download it or upload it to the cloud. But the 4 sections that you want to gather your information for are your household identification, your financial and legal documentation, your medical information, as well as household contacts. Okay, so, and if you have a pet, you need their information as well. So your household information, what type of information is that? And this is an example here. You can see on my right, probably your left, what the checklist actually looks like, and the type of information that you need to make copies of and keep together are your photo ID, your birth certificate, your social security card, your military information, that DD-214, your pet tags, anything that is relating to your household information. Wait a minute, because it's a very exhaustive list, and I want to make sure I hit on everything. Your children, if you have children, make sure you have a copy of their school ID. Everybody needs to be covered, and make sure you have it. Your passports. Make a copy of your passport, your green card. All of this, you need to have a copy of it. Why do you need that? Because if a disaster strikes, you are going to need to prove your identity of the household members. Also, you need to reestablish and maintain contact with your family members. You need to contact your employers to let them know what's going on. And when you have all of this information, it also makes it quicker for you to apply for the FEMA disaster relief. And as Rita touched on, when an unexpected death happens, if a person has all of this information together, it makes it a lot easier to file for benefits. And again,
a lot less stressful. It's not even just as easy. During any emergency, stress is like imminent. So when you are prepared and you're being proactive, it also eliminates stress. And for many people, stress will cause heart attacks and all kinds of issues. So this right here is just designed to help you release your stress.
Yes, and when something happens, you need to be, it's already stressful. So this would just help, as Rita said, eliminate some of that stress. Now, the financial and legal documentation. Now, real quick, I want to take a poll really quick. How many of you have the documents? And let me just try to go back. How many of you had, oh, did I go up?
You went forward.
Okay. That's to be expected, you all. So, but for the household information, how many of you right now have copies or can put your hands on your important papers? If you could just type in real quick, yes or no, then we'll monitor that, because this is very important. How many of you have this information already? You can put your hands on it. It may not be copied, but I can put my hands on it. How many of you can do that? And if you can't, that's okay, because that's why we're here, that we can, you know, help you bring these things to light. Some of you are saying yes. Most of people are saying no, I can't. That's why we're bringing this to you, to let you know that, hey, these are things related to finances that you need to keep into consideration. So the next one, so if I can get to the next one. So the legal and financial documentation. These are things that you need to have to make sure that you can get all of your finances back. Okay, so types of information that you need to have collected and documented. Your housing payments, who holds your mortgage, not only for your primary residence, but also for your timeshares, for any other properties that you may have. You need to have that have that information. Thank you so much, Ronnie, for replying. Also, your insurance policies. Even if you just keep a copy of the first page, plus what the benefits are and who the beneficiary for the policy actually is. So there's no confusion if death occurs. All of the sources of your income. Well, I get a Social Security check, I get my pension, I have a retirement account. Your tax statements, you need 2 years. You should have copied and put aside 2 years of your tax returns. And let me just see, what else do they have on here? Estate planning. Do you have a will? Do you have a trust? If something, your documentation for your attorney. How many of you have an attorney or a will or an estate plan? Type in real quick, I do or I don't. Because if something were to happen, do your family, do they know your wishes? If something were to happen to you today, will your family know your wishes? Some are saying, I don't know. No, I don't know. Yes, a few people are saying, yes, they do know my wishes. What mechanism do you have to get those wishes carried out? Do you have something in place? How will they know? So that's why it's so important to have this information listed. How many of you are currently working with a financial strategist to help you get this information put in place? Just type it in real quick. Yes, no, I don't know. I need some help. Can you contact me? So just real quick. See, one of the things that Rita and I that we're trying to do now is that we want to, that's right, Tawana, that she's working with us. But if you don't, reach out to us. This is very important. It's very stressful if you start going through an emergency, or if you're just planning for retirement. You need to have, it's always better to have someone that just another set of eyes to look at what you're doing, and if maybe make some recommendations to help you reach your financial destination. I really appreciate you all participating in the polls. So what is the purpose for gathering these documents? Number one is to identify financial records and obligations. Just because you've suffered a an emergency, that does not relieve you from your financial obligations. That mortgage company still wants that mortgage payment. Now, some companies, they will give you, okay, you suffered a disaster, so, we won't collect payment for 1 month, or we'll put that payment on the back, but you're still responsible for your financial obligations. Also, it's to reestablish your financial accounts. If you can remember back to New Orleans, a lot of people, they had paid off their homes, but because all of their documentation was lost in the floods, they had no way to prove that I own this property. So you have to have copies of this. If something were to happen right now, like Rita and I, we live in the Maryland, DC, we're in the DMV in Maryland. So we assume, well, because I work for the government or I work for a state entity, I'm in private industry, I'm working here, nothing's going to happen here. Well, do you remember when we had that earthquake here? Rita, what year was that? 2000?
We were in Big.
Yeah.
We was at the Big conference. I remember because we felt it.
So it probably was about 12 or 13.
12 or 13.
When that happened. Who would have thought we would have had an earthquake here? It could have been much worse. The weather, we people believe different things, but something is going on with our climate, and we're having more and more weather pattern changes that we've never experienced. I mean, today is April 20th, and I have a sweater, a coat, and a hat. April 20th. So we don't know, and we just had snow, 2 weeks ago? Anything could happen. So you want to maintain your payments and your credit. You want to provide contact information for your financial and your legal providers. You need to let them know what's going on. And again, it also helps you apply for the FEMA disaster aid relief. Now, your medical information, oh my gracious, this is vital. All of these areas are super vital, but your medical information, the things you need to gather, and this isn't just for you, this is also for your children and your pets. I have a girlfriend, her dog has a first, middle, and last name. So she loves Django. Yes, she does. That's my girlfriend, LaTanya Richardson. She loves Django. So you have to make sure that you have your medical information, your physician information, copies of your health insurance cards. I know we carry them around in our wallet, but do you have a copy? If something were to happen, what if something happens at the location where the health insurance company is located? Remember when Katrina hit down in New Orleans, the Mississippi area, that's where the government has a lot of their processing centers. A lot of the financial, Rita, what is it called, where they have their payroll centers? We're down in that area. Do you have a copy of your payroll? Not your payroll, but your human resource records. When your last 52, your last promotion, the last copy of your pay stub, so that you can prove, no, this is what I was earning, this is what I have, to reestablish what you had. The same thing for your medical information. And something else too, this is very important that's going on. Last week, Rita spoke about identity theft. I don't know if you're aware, but medical identity theft is the #1 rising crime. So you have to be very diligent in protecting and recording what is happening to you in relation to your health insurance. I read a story where a woman had her medical identity stolen. Someone else had a kidney transplant on it. And when she became ill with cancer, they were like, wait a minute. They didn't want to pay for her coverage because they're like, no, you just went through this other treatment. And it took a long time to get it straightened out. And that time was away from her getting treatment for her cancer.
And Jenkins, that's what's sad about that she could have even died in the process.
Yes, she absolutely could have. So you have to, this information with your finances and making sure you are diligent in keeping a copy of your own things. You have to make a record. Okay, and this is the form they had. They had this checklist. You can get it at ready.gov/preparedness. And I'll put it back up there again, or you can email us. If you're on here, we'll send you a copy of this. Now, also, the purpose of gathering these forms is to prove your doctors, provide your doctors with your health information of medical care if it's needed. I just keep going back to Katrina when people were in, and I know it's not the Thunderdome, but it felt like beyond Thunderdome. When they were at the Superdome, in New Orleans, there were people in there that needed medicine, all kinds of things. You may not be in the right frame of mind, but if you have that list, they will know, okay, well, they need their high blood pressure medicine, and this is what they were taking. They're diabetic, they get 2 cc's of insulin, or however that go. Oh, they just had an organ transplant, so these are the medications they take to make sure the kidney doesn't go bad. This is very important that you record your information, and not just for you, for your children. I want to also emphasize, it's your whole household, you, the children, and the pets, okay? So, and it ensures you get care while you're going through that your care is not interrupted during this disaster period. Household contact information. You need to have a list of your banking institutions, all of them. How many of you right now can say someone in your family knows all of your accounts, that if something were to happen to you today, they would know which banking institutions to go to make sure they collect the benefits? Just type it in, yes, no, I don't know. Or even just who you have your health insurance with. That's something real simple. How many of you know that? Or have family members that know that? You get it, no, couple of
and
people
more importantly,
yes.
And more importantly, do you have anybody's name on your bank accounts? Because if you don't have a trust and you don't have anybody's name, your family, it could be wild before they even retrieve your money.
Exactly. And that means if you don't have a beneficiary listed on your bank accounts, you know where that money is going? Into probate.
Especially, and not even probate, Jean, because some of it's going to go into unclaimed money, because if your family don't even know that you have it, they don't even know to go claim it.
Yep. Unclaimed funds, and your family has to open up an estate with the state that they live in, and depending on the amount of money, it's just a whole nother process your loved ones are now shifted into, that's going to at the end up costing them money to get what you were trying to leave to them.
And I'm going to say this real quick because we're almost close to the time, but my mother died in 1977. And about a few years ago, darling, was it like 2 years ago, I was listening to somebody on the radio. He was talking about unclaimed money. So I started going and looking at all the unclaimed money. I found money for me, for my family member, but I found money from my mother, y'all. She died in 1977. And what it looks like, it was a bank account. So Robert, being the oldest son, my father was deceased already, because at the time he was the husband. My brother called. And I think it was like, they said that they'll tell you how much it is. It was like less than $100. Because what happened is, not only do your family members don't know about the money and they go into unclaimed, but wherever it was at that moment, it stopped growing. So somebody's had her money for almost 30 plus years, and it stayed at the same exact amount it was the day it went into unclaimed funds. So somebody made money off of it, but that money was not coming to us. And we decided by the time we go to court, pay $40 for this, do this, and we split it, we will get $12. Just forget it, because it is not growing, but it is so much. So it's really important. I say that just so you can be aware. You can't take anything for granted. You can't assume anybody know that. One of the things I'm doing at church, God gave this to me to be prepared. So I've been teaching the people at church. Each week take something. So this week, the week for my church member was for everybody to go get their water and to get their funds involved, because you just have some cash at home. So every week I'm going to add something to it. Every week I'll add something of this to it, so you don't feel overwhelmed that you got to do so much. Take it in little bites and pieces, but this is really critical information.
Absolutely, Rita, and that's very important. Take it in bite-sized pieces. So take one content at a time. I'm going to work on household contacts. You need your insurance agent information so that your family knows who to contact. Your health professionals, who is your doctor, your service providers. So if you are getting physical therapy or some other type of service outside of your healthcare or in addition to your healthcare, you also need to have that information cataloged. And the purpose of doing this is just to provide the contact information for actions to start your recovery process. so that either yourself or your family can do it. Your utility bills. Who do you have your utilities with? Up here in the Maryland, D.C. area, part of us, we have Pepco. Other part have Dominion. Some people have BG&E. Right. You know, because I have Pepco, I'm like, okay, we need to call Pepco to get the power back on, when in fact I should be calling BG&E. So this is very important, and we just wanted to bring this to you so that you would know what to do, how to handle this information. So will you be ready? Are you ready for an emergency? If you're not, you can be. You know why? Because Affordable Benefit Solutions, we are a full service financial firm, and we are here to assist you in whatever your financial whatever your financial situation may be, whether it's retirement planning, figuring out what's the best practices, how do I get started from where I am to where I'm trying to go, estate planning, helping you put the proper documents in place, helping you on the journey to start cataloging these things, insurance, how much insurance do you have, what type, what's going to be the best, you know, all of this is going to be very important. Paycheck protection. If you got sick or hurt right now and couldn't work, how many paychecks would you be away from a financial disaster happening not only to you, but to your family? We can help you with your debt and credit, getting all of that, you know, cleaned up. And next week, when we go through continuing with financial awareness, that's what we're going to be getting into, pruning the financial bad habits that you may have. So you want to come back next week, invite some more people with you as we go through Financial Awareness Month. And as we always say, planning is just bringing the future into the present right now, today, April 20th, 2018, so that you can do something about it now. So if an emergency or a disaster happens to you in 2024, the information you heard today in 2018 will make sure you are prepared. Our information is there at the bottom of the screen. You can always reach out to Rita and I at info@yourabsolutionsinc.com, or you can just pick up the phone and give us a call, 301-577-6340. So I know our time is up. I thank you for yours, Rita.
Wait a minute. Yes, you guys, I'm trying to find it. I'm going to be speaking tomorrow at a conference for before, during, and after I do. And it's a conference where Willie Moe Jr. Well, the two young ladies who started this just sent me a text tomorrow and said that the Lord told her to open up the door and that anybody who wants to come, they do not have to pay. So I am trying to find the link. Darlene, do you remember the link? It is a free conference. It's going to be awesome. uphigher.org/events. uphigher.org/ hold on, here it is right here. Okay. Let me put it in the chat box so you guys can see it. Okay, It's going to be awesome. Come on by. We'll be there.
It's going to be at the Marriott in Greenbelt. This is going to be an exciting conference. So yeah, you want to definitely make sure if you're, that if you can get by there, whether it's for, 1 hour, 2 hour, because it is a day-long conference. It's a lot of great information. Rita will be teaching there tomorrow as well. As she stated, Willie Moore Jr. and his wife will be there speaking on relationships. They're going to be a host of other speakers giving out great information on relationships and,
just everything. It's going to be comedy.
Yeah, comedy.
Everything. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, it's going to be a great conference. Rita, thank you for that. You put it in the chat box.
So what's on the chat bar, you guys? I couldn't get the exact site. That is the site. When you click on the event, you'll see a posted it'll say to, you register. So just click on it. But that is the website. I just checked it for sure. So go to that and you can register. We're going to leave this up so that you can go there. It is going to be a free, and they have dropped the price down. So all I'm going to say is thank you, Jesus, for letting her be aware to open it up so that people can get fed. And you know what I'm going to say this too? It is free. And thank the Lord she did that. It's free. And I'm going to look everybody right in the eye, not you, because you guys are committed. You show up, you participate, you are committed to your finances. But people will not pay for anything that's going to improve their lives and their money. We would pay $200 for a concert to see a star. People was paying $400 for Beyonce. We would go to a play. We would spend money for things that have a temporary feeling. We may remember it because we got our groove on, but things that would change our minds, things that would change our hearts, things that would change our finances, we automatically start to put a price tag on that. But things that don't do anything for us, we won't, not you. So start to impart into your family and your friends that if we don't make a decision to invest it in our lives and for us to change, we are in trouble.
Absolutely. And for our phone listeners, thank you so much for hanging in there, everyone on the phone. The link for this free conference, if you're in the DC area, is www.upHigher.org/RealWomenDMV. For D is in David, M is in Metro, V is in Virginia. So that's www.upHigher.org/RealWomenDMV. That is it. Ronnie Fairley said, what is the website? Ronnie, that is the website that you go to, uphigher.org/RealWomenDMV. And you can get all of the information there and register so that they know to expect you.
Hey, Ronnie.
Any other questions? We really appreciate you all being on here. We're going to just leave this up so that if you have any questions, if you want any assistance with any of the information that we have gone over, our contact information is here on the screen. You can reach us again at 301-577-6340 or email us at info at your, Y-O-U-R, A is in affordable, B is in benefit, solutions, SOLUTIONS.com. info@yourabsolutionsinc.com. It is always a pleasure to be here with you every Friday. Next week, when you come, bring two so that they also can become more financially aware during Financial Awareness Literacy Month.
Yes, thank you guys for coming, and thank you for your patience today. Somehow one day, I hope it's a day soon that we will get our technical stuff together. We will get it right, but probably, we're going to get this thing together. We're going to claim that. But we thank you for your patience, for not hanging up. To many people to be like, they ain't here, hang up. You guys hung in there and just waited because you know we were going to show up. So thank you, and have a blessed weekend. And I'm hoping that I see everybody tomorrow because it's going to be a great event. And guess what? They just said free. They're going to take a love offering. Hey, show some love.
And you get lunch. And the caterer is fantastic. I love to eat, so I can talk on some good food now. And you get a lunch, and the food is going to be delicious. Whether you're a vegetarian or a carnivore like me, or if you're in between, they have something for you. It's going to be great and delicious. Come tomorrow. Yes, like Rita said, we hope to see you. Come by, hug our neck, and we look forward to seeing you next week. If not tomorrow, we'll see you next week on the broadcast. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
It's Financial Fed Friday. We love y'all. We really do. We got one chat. Let's see.
He just said thanks. Ronnie said thanks.
Okay. All right. Let's get off of here.